that was Bullet for My Valentine with Riot. Before that, Minus the Bear, Absent Party at the Fly Honey Warehouse. That's a mouthful right there, that title. And then some Sublime with Saw Red. And that's just about going to do it for our time here this morning. We're waking up America. I know that Clinton said next week he wants to get into a little bit about the Obamacare and the healthcare system as it is. And that'll be interesting. And I might look into a little bit here about your Rand Paul pennywork, unless you want to bring that up.
Yeah, Senator Rand Paul out of Kentucky came up with this penny plan, and I'll probably just have you tell it what it is.
Well, from what I read of it, just briefly, his plan is that over the next 6 years, he wants to reduce government spending by 1% per year, with a max of a spending cap of 18% of gross domestic product in 2018. So over the next 6 years, reduce it 6%, and then by 2018, put a spending cap of 18% of whatever the U.S. gross domestic product is. And he says, according to this plan, that within when was it that supposedly will be caught up or whatever? Do you remember? What was it you said?
I think it would start stabilizing in about 6 years, but
yeah,
I don't know for sure how.
Okay, I wasn't quite sure how you had worded it. But Paul also said he thinks the U.S. government should be less intrusive in its residents' business affairs, and the EPA, and that the EPA runs amok delaying project that he says will improve the environment. He said President Barack Obama makes it sound like coal companies are not being inspected, but Paul said he has been told that the inspectors are in the coal companies every day, slowing down production. And I've heard also stories in the past about Obama shutting down certain energy plants. He's trying to shut down coal, but also helping out, not shutting down the ones that are owned by his contributors, or his campaign contributors, you know. But that's just par for the course when you're a politician anymore.
Yeah.
There are no statesmen. They're all, well, not none. There are some, but most of them are pretty politician-like, if you ask me.
Right.
Just doing what they have to get the vote, and doing what they have to get the money to get out there and get the vote.
If there's one department where you personally would want to cut spending our money, where would that be?
Military, the military-industrial complex. I think that
I
would be 100% for not reducing the troop size at all. We wouldn't even have to fire anybody in the military. We could bring them all home and base them on our borders.
I 100% agree with that.
Protect our country.
I mean, why are we being intrusive and saying, hey, we're going to set up a base in your country, and you're just going to have to deal with it?
Well, we made deals with these governments a long time ago, you know, for this or that, we'll lease for life this set chunk of your land. But it doesn't matter because the next generations that follow, they're like, all right, you guys are basically invaders.
But you got to think of it like this way. Do to other countries what you would have them do to you.
Yeah.
Like, would we allow China to have a base in our country?
Most people would say no, but I remember reading a story a little while back about the state of Idaho basically selling off a chunk of land that's going to be kind of like a massive Chinese city / embassy.
Really?
Where it's basically China in the U.S.
Are they going to have military personnel there? Or?
You would think not. But they would probably have security personnel, and what is military besides security for your embassy?
I mean,
you know, I take it back. They probably will have military there like embassies do everywhere. They have your own military guard.
But will they be importing military weapons and...
Who knows? It's going to be private. Like, we won't have any oversight of that land if that comes to fruition.
Even if it passes through all of our other states?
Well, then, I mean, of course, if it's like on a truck or on trains, you're going to see it passing through. But if they try to do it all covert, and they have the area to do it, they could do it, technically, if you give them a toehold, you know?
Yeah.
And which goes to what we were talking about yesterday, or maybe it was the day before. The biggest deterrent from an invasion right now is the fact that America is so well armed, you know? Why would China want to invade us right now when there will be, like Admiral Yamamoto said, a rifle behind every blade of grass?
Well, maybe now would be the perfect time, because if and when our guns get taken away, they'll already be set up here. If
You never know.
if we allow them to have military bases in our own country, which I don't think most Americans would like that very much.
No, of course not. Which is all the more reason that we need to stop trying to police the world and bring all of our troops home to defend our land and our people.
Right.
And fight for freedom and democracy here, and not trying to shove it down the throats of people who want Sharia law or whatever they want on their land, in their country.
Yeah.
You know? But anyway, that's Waking Up America for today. I think next week I want to get into the basically the relationship of America and China, and right now and going into the future. You know, where's it kind of heading?
All right.
I think that's what I'm interested in.
Sounds good.
All right, man. So thanks again for coming in.
Yep.
And thank you, listeners out there, for tuning in. And we are going back to the computer, picking what you want to hear, or hopefully picking what you want to hear. Maybe not. But starting it back up with this one's going out. Not quite the song, but this one's for Stacy and Serena on 88.1 KZNT.
Rise!